Hey guys, it's your girl Brie here. I'm going to be doing some pancake art today. Yes, pancake art. I have never done this before. It's going to be my first time, so we're going to see how this goes. Bear with me because I have to tape my phone up so that you can actually see the pan as I'm doing this. So give me 1 second. And yes, you guys are going to be, unfortunately, upside down. Okay, we are all taped up and ready to go. Hoping my phone does not fall into this frying pan as we're doing this. Okay, so you want to turn your frying pan on to like 3 or 4 heat. And I've already had mine on and I've done just a couple without the video because, you know, I'm forgetful. Forgot to turn on my camera. So we'll just stick the butter in. Oh, good, we're sizzling. Okay. So, I have pre-mixed bottles of colored pancake mix. Pro tip, do not mix it in the bottle. Such a pain in the butt. Such a pain in the butt. Mix it in bowls and then pour it into your bottle using some kind of funnel or funneling process. That is much easier than mixing it in the bottles. It would not mix and would not mix properly, so I ended up having to stick like a butter knife in the bottle and mixing it all up and then shaking and mixing and shaking and mixing. And it actually took like an hour just to mix 3 bottles. So I have blue, green, and purple. Got my handy dandy cloth. You're gonna want one of these, like just a dishcloth that is clean. And wet, or damp I should say. That way if your squeezy bottle has any extra coming out the top, you can just give her like a little bit of a wipe. Or if you get any on your hands, etc. So you want to start seeing these bubbles. And that's when you know your pan is hot enough to at least start pancakes. So let's do a heart. You really don't want your pan too hot. Because if it's too hot, then one color is going to cook way, way faster than another color. And it just will not turn out the way you want it to. And you can just fill in. You know what? I'm going to fill in the other side purple as well. Because I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. And then take my green, and I can even make like a little like thing on the end. You want to make it just a little bit thicker, that way it's not falling off. And you also want to continue the line right over on the back. Like that, and make this just a little bit thicker. Oh, and I ruined the side of it. Of course I did. And now it's gotten just a little bit too big for my liking. Whatever. And you see how this is kind of becoming just a little bit shiny looking now and like almost solid. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Oh, you can. How it's almost just like, I don't know how even to explain it. Looks cooked, partially cooked. Once that purple actually starts to look partially cooked as well, you want to literally go in with, well, I'm going to go in with the green, and you want to cover some of that on the back once this is actually like somewhat cooked. So I'm just going to add just a tiny tip if I can, like that. Good enough, I guess. My first time. So, yeah. And it is going to take a little bit because you're on a lower heat setting. But again, you don't want the underside to burn before the top part of this is cooking. Because if the underside burns, that's where your actual image is supposed to be. Like the good image. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of green on top here. Way it all kind of melds in together and stays put. Now, if you're doing pancake art, you're going to want a larger spatula, especially if you're doing larger stuff like this, because then you can get just right underneath of it. And in this case, I actually think I'm going to go in on this kind of an angle. That way the stem of the arrow can actually even go up here if I need it to. That way everything's not falling apart. A little bit of a smart idea, but I still want to wait until this green looks just a little bit more cooked than it is. And I know for a fact that the underside isn't burning, because as soon as the underside starts to burn, you'll see massive, massive bubbles coming through on your pancake. And I haven't even seen that on the thinnest portion here yet. So we'll see. We'll keep her going, figure this out. Gosh, I miss music, but apparently if you're going to be posting to YouTube and you actually, want people to watch it and subscribe, you can't have copywritten music in there, which makes sense to me. I mean, what artist would actually want their music to be, like, stolen? You know what I mean? In a video. So, let's just give this a little bit of a test. Okay, so the whole thing is going to slide. That's good, but it is definitely not cooked enough yet. Like, definitely. So I'm going to turn my pan up to 4 because I had it at 3, so let's turn it up to 4. I'm just gonna try and fix that a little bit there. There we go. So the only part that's going to be really tricky here is going to be the arrow portion, because it's weakly connected. Even though it looks strongly connected, it is only weakly connected. Okay, and that's perfect. That bubble there assures me that this green is actually starting to get cooked, and I have no idea why this green isn't cooked enough, unless it's just that the actual pancake itself isn't thick enough, which I could totally understand. And I just broke it. But we'll see if this portion flips at least. Oh my gosh, it's so thin. Oh, it did! Wonderful! Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just gonna like flip this and like go like that, I guess. I don't know. And then I can trim that little bit off. Well, guys, that actually looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. You can actually see that it's like a little broken heart with like an arrow kind of through it. I'm actually kind of impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think that this was gonna work as well as it just did. That's actually kind of amazing. And because of the low heat, there's actually none of that browning that you would see on a normal pancake. None of that golden brown. I know everybody loves that golden brown though. Even I love that golden brown. But we don't need it. So what I'm going to do is slide that over. And then I'm just going to throw that in there like that. And then we're just going to connect that in. And then I can trim off the sides if needed, I guess. I don't know. Like once it actually gets a little bit more cooked, I guess I'll just like put a little bit more on top. Hopefully it stays connected. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, and now it's ruined this side just a little bit. There we go. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love pancake mix. Like the taste of it, it is like wonderful. But not everyone does. Okay, and I know that's not going to be cooked enough to flip now still, which sucks. But at least it's not the side that the design is supposed to be seen on. It's the back side. That's going to be extra cooked, possibly. I just want this to start cooking more, because if I go to do that, it's going to rip. And I don't want it to rip again. I just want it to cook and stay. I want to be able to say, I made this whole piece and made it stay. Okay, I wonder if it'll let me flip it. And I think I should just like go in on this side. And like turn it up that way so that I can like, oh shit, okay. Oh, I did it. I did it. It stayed. Wicked. Now cook just a little bit on that side and then I'm gonna stick you on a plate. Rinse this. There we go. Okay. I have a plate on standby. Let's do this. All right, guys. So this is my final heart, broken heart with an arrow through it. I guess I could turn it that way. I don't know. I'll rotate the video in the end, I guess. All right. So let's try, and I bet you my pan's too hot now. So let's turn it down and remove it for just a second. Because once it gets too hot and you put that pancake mix in the pan, it'll literally start cooking whatever you put in there extremely fast. And it will be done and burnt before anything else you get to stick in it. Like when I was doing them earlier, this was a house I did, and this whole side got like essentially burned and you couldn't see the color because it was too thick of a pancake. I needed to do them thinner. This was when I forgot to start recording. So as soon as that's good enough, and then again, you want to put just like a tiny, tiny bit of butter. I mean, you don't, if you have Pam or any kind of spray non-stick for cooking, I would definitely recommend that over any kind of butter, because butter will only help brown and kind of give that golden look, and you really don't want that when you're doing colored pancakes. So we're going to make a house, and we're going to make the outside purple. And there's a door on this house, and there's a window on this house, and there's grass in front of this house. There's also blue sky around this house. And the windows are gonna, or the window is gonna reflect blue, and the door will reflect blue, and the rest will be purple. Don't worry if there's any like little holes, you can just go back and do a little dot, but at least you have to try and let it fill itself in before you go back and fill anything else in, because it's just going to be a hot mess and way too thick of a pancake if you don't. So because everything was pretty much connected, the only thing I'm going to worry about is right here on this blue part of the cloud. So as soon as that cooks up a little bit more, I'm probably going to take the blue just in on the roof, and I'll probably actually take the, well, I might not have to take the green in. It looks pretty good. It looks like it meshed in with the bottom there. So I might not have to deal with that. Don't know if you can see my hand over here on this side. Nope. Okay, good. This one. I have two cats, and both of them are looking at me like now, like I'm crazy talking to myself. And also looking at like, what are you doing on the stove, Mom? Like, we want to jump up there. And I'm like, no, you don't, it's very hot. So, being this is a little bit more cooked, I'm gonna just go in here with the blue, like that. Because the purple was all connected together, it should be fine, but I'm just gonna go with like a streak, just to make sure it all goes together well. Yes, I hear you. I'm loving how these ones are turning out. We'll just let that cook for just a little bit. And I'll clear off some room to put these pancakes down so we can showcase them. Okay, so I think it should be cooked enough. There was just a little bit of blue that splattered because it wasn't done, but that's okay. And yes, I should have filled in a little bit more of the purple there, I guess. That's okay though. Still, for only like my second looking pancake, or my second kind of pancake like this, I guess, it looks really good. Honestly, there are even effects that you can do where before I had flipped it, if I had have just kind of shoved it over or even down, I could take, say, like the blue, and I could even spread some out just in the pan and then pick that pancake up a little bit, flip it in to the blue that's on the pan already, and then it would have given it this whole extra blue background for a sky back there. Pretty sure this is done. And it is. Wonderful. That's our house. Okay. What's next? Okay, we gotta do it, guys. Let's do the traditional smiley face. So we're gonna go, oh, and my pan is too hot, I can already tell. And we want 2 eyes. He looks like a little awkward smiley, but that's okay. And we want purple inside because that's who we are. We want purple as a face. You can go over top of the eyes and the mouth. Doesn't matter. I want green hair for this girl or dude, I'm not sure. But we're gonna give them some hair. Go over top of the blue just a little bit, that way it's incorporated in. Next, we let it cook. And I can definitely tell my pan is too hot as these bubbles are appearing. So this is automatically a bad thing. Doing it on the stove top is a lot harder than if you were doing it on, say, an electric griddle, because the electric griddle stays one heat for like the whole time you're cooking the pancakes, whereas if you're using a stove top like I am, you can't exactly keep the heat consistent. Like, you can keep the heat at 3, but your pan's not going to remain at 3. So as much as you try, it's not going to turn out as you think. And I am very happy that it actually didn't burn like I thought it was. I'm going to trim her hair up a little bit here, or his. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a non-binary. Who knows? Who knows? Which is cool. I don't want to be gender stereotypical. That's not who I am. But this is an awesome smiley face, I'm not gonna lie. One of the best ones. Like, this pancake art thing is actually really fun. I would recommend this. Fully recommend this. This is satisfying. Ooh, not done yet. Almost. And you know what? I am a big fan of pancakes for breakfast. Like, a big fan. We are done. Nice. Okay. That's wicked. All right, I got room for one more on my little platter here of pancakes. What should I do? I've done heart, smiley face. I've done a house. Oh, guys, I wonder if I can do a teddy bear. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. What else could I do? All right, so we're gonna do a butterfly. What color should the body be? Let's make the body green. And you know what? I want just a little bit more butter, because not only is it a good thing to help my pan not stick, but it's also a good thing to indicate whether my pan's too hot. If you put this butter in the pan and it instantly turns brown, like even these little bubbles go brown, then your pan is too hot. So I'm actually very glad that that's an indicator my pan is not too hot yet. Okay, so we are gonna put a green body in here. We are gonna put a blue wing up here. And we're gonna put purple wings down here. And I wanna make sure the blue stays there, okay. Also we want, of course, the head. We want antenna. And I want, I'm a big fan of symmetry. So, okay, and this one does not look similar at all. Oh well. So we're gonna do purple in this one with a blue outline and a green dot. I think I'm kind of maybe getting the hang of this. I don't know. And then we're gonna do down here blue with green dots and purple outline. And all the dots went together because they got to cook and figure their shit out before the other stuff did. Okay. Green tail. This is not going to be thick enough to flip, so I'm going to just adjust it. Also, I don't like how the purple doesn't really overlap the blue, because it needs to just like overlap it a little bit. That way when I flip it, you're not exactly seeing where it's coming through. And I think the blue is going to run down, but that's okay. I can cut it when I flip it. Looks pretty sick. I love it. Let that cook. Okay, let me see. Nope. I can just tell. That's definite nope. I love how there's at least 1 or 2 bubbles coming through on the top, but I'd like a few more to come in on the bottom before I actually go about and flip this thing. It's an actual painstaking process to do this when you're doing it on the stovetop, because not being able to control the temperature, I don't want to turn it up and burn it, and I don't want to turn it right down to the point where I am sitting here for half an hour making 1 pancake. As my video is almost half an hour as it is, with me making 4 pancakes. That's insane, but at least these pancakes look flippin' awesome. Pun intended. I so badly just want to flip it. Like, it's just so bad. Okay. Let's do this. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes. Yes! Oh no. Better. Okay. I don't know, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I mean, like, it started to go a little bit dark right there and a little bit on the outside, but other than that, it doesn't look that dark and everything's pretty cooked there. Oh my gosh, it actually looks pretty good. I'm actually very happy with that. Okay. I should do a flower. I wonder if I can do a flower. Wonder if I can get good enough to actually use the golden part as shading on some of it. That would be wicked. We are definitely going to be doing more of these colored fun pancake videos, and we are going to try and get very, very good at it. That way, that way I can actually start using shading in that way. That would be wicked. Okay. A little more thing of butter. See if this pan's too hot. It's getting a little bit too hot, but it's still within the range that I want to be working with. So first I want to do the stem. Okay, that looks all right. Next I want to do like a tulip-like shape and let that cook for just a minute, because I want to do like another detail in the back on it. But I want it to be a little bit more cooked, that way this isn't running into the detail that I do. However, I can put this in here and let it cook with it. That way it can flip not too long after I do the detail. Okay. It is starting to look a little bit more cooked. However, I do want it just a tiny bit more cooked before I add this detail. I'm just going to add those back little triangles that we're used to seeing that make it look three-dimensional, so to speak. I just want that to be, let's test this, hold on. I just want it to be a little bit more cooked before I add any more. Okay. It's pretty much as cooked as I want it, so we're just gonna whoop, whoop, and whoop, whoop. Okay, but I wanna continue it down like that, and over like that, and up like that. And then just like wait just like a minute, not even, a few seconds I guess, and add the purple in there. Looks good, looks good. Add just a tiny bit more purple along the edge there. All right. And wait. Oh, the waiting is the hardest part. I want to flip it and see my creation so bad. Do, 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 do. Almost there. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. Okay. I don't trust that that's going to stick on there as well as I'd like it to, so we are going to put a layer like that. And of course it'll seep down there, which kind of sucks, but you can always cut it up and make it look nicer. All right, bake in. Cook in. Heat in? I don't know. Okay, so this part is pretty well done and pretty cooked. I'm just kind of waiting on this. I want to flip. Oh, and this is going to crack. I know it is. Oh, of course it did. Okay. So that like sucks. Because that's actually really pretty. Like I really love that little tulip. Take you away. This is Smudge, by the way. He's my one baby. And he will not leave me alone, wondering what I'm doing at the stove. I'm cooking pancakes, bud. And as we wait, I don't know if y'all know, but yeah, I did my hair the other day, like the other week. It's posted up on my YouTube too, so if you want to check it out, you can see it on the channel. All right, so I think flip it one more time just so I can get that one portion there cooked. This is the bad side, don't worry. Okay, I think that should be about good. It's just, oh, I don't like that. All right, perfection. I really like that. There you go, a done tulip. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so it's just whoop, and whoop, like that. And it's all good, okay. Let me take you down from up here. Okay, so we have